Is that... Why is there dirt on my lens? Honestly. Yeah, that looks about better. Hey, everyone. It's been a while. I have hair now. Anyway, equations time. So yeah, as you've seen in the title card, we are going to be learning about balancing chemical equations today. Now, as difficult as it may sound, I mean it has the word equation in it, come on. It's not that hard. Trust me, I do not like numbers. I'm probably the last person that likes numbers. I can barely even count to 10. Watch. 1. Whatever the heck comes after 1. Anyway. So today we're going to be learning about balancing chemical equations. Now I have in front of me here 4 different examples varying from the amount of steps. I mean, yeah, the amount of steps increase, but it's really easy. I could go on and on explaining, but you know what? I'll just show you. So grab a pen, grab paper, and let's move to DeskCam. Now that we're at DeskCam, I've listed all the 4 problems. Now all that's left to do is to solve them together. So here we have xenon and fluorine. Now that I've listed them down, all that's left to do is to list down their atoms. So there's 1 atom on this side, and there's 2 atoms on the fluorine on this side. On the other side, however, we have 1 atom for the xenon, but for the fluorine we have 6, therefore making it an unbalanced equation. What do we do in this situation? Do we change this number right here? No, we don't. That is a common misconception. That is not what you should do. Instead, you add a number. Where, you ask? Right here. Depends on where it needs it, but for this problem, we're going to need to add a number right here, and that number is going to be 3. Why 3? Because 3 times 2 makes 6. Therefore, making the atoms on fluorine here, making it from 2 to 6. Now it's a balanced equation. See, I told you it was easy. Totally nothing to worry about. Now let's move on to the next problem. Yes, I know there is a lot of elements on this one, but trust me, it doesn't get any harder. It's pretty simple actually. Here, let me guide you. So here we have potassium, oxygen, hydrogen, and carbon. We have 4 elements. Again, we list down the atoms that they have. So there's 1 here. Perfect, like nothing ever happened. But you may notice, oxygen is all over the place here. There's oxygen here, oxygen here, oxygen here, and oxygen here. Now don't let that confuse you. All we have to do is add this and this together. This has 1 atom, this has 2 atoms. Put 2 and 2 together, 1 plus 2 makes 3 atoms. Oh, come! 1 plus 2 makes 3 atoms. See? Not hard at all. We have 1 hydrogen and 1 carbon. Now let's move on to the other side where we do the same thing. Here, there's 2 potassium. And as you can see, 3 here, 1 there. Add them together, you get 4 atoms for oxygen. Now for hydrogen, there's 2. And to end it all off, carbon with 1. Now, as you can plainly see, it's very not balanced. Now we have to balance it. These 2 are balanced, so we don't really need to move those. Let's do potassium first. So you add 2 here, and that makes 2 times 1. That turns it into a 2. Oxygen is affected as well, as you can see. So what you're going to want to do is 2 times the 1 that's already in here, that makes it into a 2, plus the 2 here, and you'll have 4. See? Works out. And lastly, hydrogen will turn into a 2 as well. See? A balanced equation. Again, you did it. See? It's not that hard. I wouldn't lie to you. Of course I would. Let's move on to the next one. Now you may be surprised, why is this one shorter than the second one? Well, it is shorter, but it requires more than one step. We have sodium and chlorine. We list down the atoms just like usual. There's one here. Oh, for crying, there's one here. And there's two over here. Now onto the next side, there's one on both sides. As you can see, both the chlorine aren't balanced. What we're gonna want to do is add a 2 here, and that'll turn chlorine from 1 to 2. But that'll also turn sodium from 1 to 2. They're still not balanced. So you're gonna want to add another number right at the beginning here. Add a 2. That'll turn the 1 we have here times 2 into a 2. That is a lot of 2's. So now it's a balanced equation. See? Super easy. Even a baby could do this. Let's move on to the last problem. You still with me? Now I know that's a lot of elements. It may seem daunting, but trust me, it's not that hard at all. Again, like I taught you, we list down the atoms. So there's 1 for iron here. There's 1 for iron here. There's 3 for chlorine. Chlorine, however the heck you want to read it. There's 1 sodium. I said there's 1 sodium. There's 1 oxygen. And there's 1 hydrogen. Now let's move on to the other side. There's 1 iron. There's 1 chlorine. Yeah, correct, there's 1 chlorine. There's also 1 sodium. But you will notice oxygen and hydrogen are inside of parentheses. Now what that means is everything that's in there is multiplied to the number next to it, right here. So you'll see 3. So oxygen and hydrogen both have 3 atoms. Now as you can see, very not balanced. Again, what a surprise. But what are we here to do? That's right, we're here to balance this equation. Now, since this is in the parentheses, let's not talk about that for now. Pretend it's not there. So let's start with the very first one, which is iron. It's balanced. Perfect. You don't need to do anything to it anymore. But then there's chlorine. This one here is 3, and this one is, well, 1. Clearly not balanced. So we need to do something about this side. We add a 3 here, and that makes this one into a 3, but sodium is also affected. So sodium goes from 1 to 3. Now the sodium here isn't balanced. They were balanced, but since you changed this, you have to change this as well. So you add a 3 to the sodium here. From 1, it turns into a 3. Since there's oxygen and hydrogen there too, you have to change this from a 1 to a 3, and a 1 into a 3. Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. Water. Water good. And that's about the basics of balancing a chemical equation. I told you it wasn't as hard as you originally thought it was. Either that or you still didn't get it. If you still didn't get it, go play the video back. Repeat it right now. Go back right now. If you did learn something, then I hope you liked this video. It's currently, it's 1:40 a.m. at the time I'm recording this. Yeah, my sleep schedule's broken, isn't it? Anyway, that's all I have for today. Hopefully I'll see you guys on the next one. See ya.